Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 8 of FormulaXbox Season 7. This time we're in Azerbaijan for FormulaXbox's second trip to Baku, and it's a circuit which has it all pretty much. We've got parts that are just like Monaco, we've got parts that are like Monza, most notably that 1.6 kilometre flat out run from turn 16 all the way to the braking zone of turn 1, where slipstream is the aim of the game, and you can go from 4th to 1st, from 5th to 2nd, from wherever you like pretty much, and make up some big places. We get some great racing here, and I'm sure it's going to deliver a very, very good spectacle indeed today. Best place to avoid most of the carnage is Kung Fu Kenny Jack. After a great qualifying effort, he's put his manor on pole position with a 1 minute 40.807, proving the benchmark in qualifying. The mighty midget for Toro Rosso was the man who could at least get closest to the manor. He's a quarter of a second back on the front row. And we got Maestro in third place, 4 tenths adrift of of Kung Fu Kenny Jack's benchmark, and ultimately Maestro proving once again that he is the man for a street circuit. What can he do in the race from third? Well, we are surely about to find out. As I said, it's going to be the aim of the game in this one, really, is to keep your car out of the wall, to stay in the race as long as you can, and to hopefully scoop up as many places as you can while people come to grief, as we have 5 red lights, a short hold, and Kung Fu Kenny Jack is away, and he's got a great start there as well. Seems to have the whole shot into turn 1, goes a little defensive, he doesn't even need to. He has broken away from the mighty midget, who has to settle for second. We've got Sinan overtaking Maestro for third as well. Maestro briefly going back into third, as you can see on your graphic at the top left, but losing out through turn 2 to Sinan. And we're going to see a replay now of the start from Drastic Midget's perspective. We saw Kung Fu Kenny Jack and his manor had a clear run through turns 1 and 2, and I'm sure it was a little bit more hectic a bit further back. As you see, Drastic Midget with cars to his left and to his right, and as you can see there, K Gibbs gets a face full of wall as Azar drops back from the P9 which he did occupy further down the field. The Ferrari man didn't qualify, he carried a no quali penalty into this race, started P10 and seems to have even more work to do as we progress through lap 1. And as you can see now from Kev's perspective, this will actually give us a better view of what happened to the Ferrari man, the championship leader of course. And as you can see from this perspective, yeah, Drastic Midget just shuffles a little to his left, and that pitches Azar into the barriers on his left. And with work to do, Azar now drops to at least P12, as you see Casey shuffles up to P11. Casey starting on the medium tyre, so an alternate strategy for him, and it'll be interesting to see how far up the field he can get, given that he's going very long indeed in this first stint. We check in now to Melanie, who sits in P5, and Maestro behind him in the Haas P6. After that great qualifying effort for him to get to P3, he's had a shocker of a lap 1. And now in P5, our Canadian Grand Prix winner, of course, on his debut last time out, heads through turn 15. And what's this? Maestro in the wall. He's in the walls on lap 1, and he is out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So disaster for Maestro after a great qualifying effort. His race ends very, very early indeed, and that is his hopes of a podium finish, of a win even, going up in smoke. And we see now EIusiveKev battling with K Gibbs over P8 and P9. K Gibbs had a shocker of a qualifying performance, just did not get a clean lap in, and was doing 1:44s while we were seeing 1 minute 40s good enough for pole. So he's got to improve that pace. As you see Vapid and Drastic doing battle as they head into turn 6. Drastic up the inside, now the outside for 7. This is great wheel-to-wheel action between these two. Drastic's got much better traction and surely going to have the job done into turn 7, and that he does. So a great move there from Drastic Midget. Did not give up when he had the outside for turn 6. Hung it around the outside, and really did a very, very good job there. And Vapid has dropped back, so that has given Drastic Midget a little bit of breathing space in P6. As we see now a bit further back, that battle that we had tuned into a little earlier on between K Gibbs and Kev, the Mercedes man versus the Sauber. And as you can see, K Gibbs gets it wrong into 7. Kev clips the back of the Mercedes. It's single file through here, and that's the problem that Kev was up against there. Once the guy ahead of you makes a mistake, you'd like to capitalise, but there's just no room to manoeuvre and to make a move. But he's got a better run now on lap 5 into turn 3. Kev down the inside of K Gibbs. K Gibbs hangs it out around the outside of 3 though. That's going to give him the inside at turn 4. Kev goes really deep on the brakes. K Gibbs doesn't let him through on the inside, and I think the Mercedes man locked up as well, and Casey joins the battle and says thank you very much, that'll be P9. And Casey on that, oh, and Kev's had a moment there, and that is the left front end fence of his front wing gone, and that is an alternate strategy required for Kev now, changing his race from what was probably going to be a 1-stop into a 2-stop. As we see now on board with Melanie now, P5, closed down KnorTheDragon as well. We saw Melanie was under pressure on lap 1 from Maestro, but with that pressure alleviated, he's managed to get the gap down to the Red Bull up ahead, and this is now going to get very tasty as they head through turn 16. Oh, and we've got Nord lagging back there, and we've got the Toro Rosso, a Mighty Midget in the wall, so that is disaster for Mighty Midget. His DNF record and his misfortune in Season 7 continues, and that is the Toro Rosso man out once again, and we have a virtual safety car deployed now on lap 6 here. Virtual safety car somewhat, or a safety car at least, somewhat of an inevitability around this track, with the barriers at such close proximity and the speeds being so high, and Kung Fu Kenny Jack is taking full advantage of this VSC, and he pits from the lead of this race, switching onto the soft compound tyres, and that is surely going to be a 2-stop for him from here. Going onto that middle compound, the medium tyre is very durable around here, but there's a big delta between that and the softer compounds as we see the virtual safety car coming to an end, and EIusiveKev looking to capitalise as much as he can. He's on a soft compound tyre in P12 and heading through the site where Mighty Midget came to grief just a few laps ago. He is at least lapping fairly well, at least at the moment, hoping surely to get into the points a little bit later on in this race once all of these strategies play out. And we see Jurassic Midget now pitting from P2. He decided not to pit under the virtual safety car. He took the track position over at least a cheaper pit stop, but is now able to go to that medium compound tyre. Now Jurassic Midget surely going to try and go to the end on that tyre. Will he be able to stretch it that far is another matter. We will surely find out. I think he might be able to. Oh, but he's clipped the wall there, and that's going to compromise his chances. I think he might have got away without any damage at all, but it's going to be a 3-point turn required to pull this one round, and that is some big time loss there for Jurassic Midget, whose race was going very well up until that point. And now look at this, lap 15, and he's under big pressure now from Azar. I couldn't quite see who that was behind, but Jurassic Midget versus Azar, you can imagine, given their pace differences, this is only going to go one way, particularly given that the Ferrari man is on the soft tyre, a softer compound than what Jurassic Midget is running at the moment. He's having a look to the inside into turn 3. Azar down the inside and gets the job done, leaves Jurassic Midget with no choice of a cutback on the way out of the corner, and that was very nicely done from Azar. So up into P6, and it's Sir Lane in the other manner on the medium tyres, same as Jurassic Midget in P8 behind. And oh, and Azar's clipped the wall there, just done exactly what EIusiveKev did a few laps previous, and that is disaster there for Azar. I wonder if he picked up front wing damage like Kev did. We shall surely find out. It looks like he's hanging on to his car for now at least, but will he have to make another pit stop? That's the big question. He'll really feel that, to be fair, through turns 18 and 19, the high speed chicane during that flat out section that I mentioned from 16 all the way to turn 1. And he'll feel it through here as well, to be fair, and you can see, yes, he's dropped back from Midget. So that is disaster for Azar. That's going to be an unscheduled pit stop. And has he got a set of medium tyres to go to? That is the question. And they're surely going to be the only two. Well, he might be able to get a set of soft actually to the end from there. So as long as he's got either a set of mediums or a set of softs, he might be okay. But here we go. We're going to see EIusiveKev cruising past the Ferrari man now. And the championship leader is in strife here. He's down in P10. P10 of 10 runners. I've only noticed. We've only got 10 guys left in this race. So he's going to score points, but he's now actually retired from the session. As we see race leader Kung Fu Kenny Jack makes his second stop of the day. 6 laps to go, so he goes to a set of the ultra fast, ultra sticky, super soft tyres, and he still retains the lead on the way out of the pit. Sinan behind to set the fastest lap, but on those super soft tyres, Kung Fu Kenny Jack, barring any mistakes, is looking good for his first FormulaXbox victory. And speaking of looking good, we've got Jurassic Midget, who is indeed going to the end of this race on those set of medium tyres, now battling out with Sir Lane over P5, and that's Sir Lane up into P4, and well, here we go. Here comes Casey Legend. I said I wonder how far he'll be able to get on that alternate strategy. The answer is up to P5 for now, and he's looking up the inside of Sir Lane for P4 as I head through turn 3. No cigar this time, but Casey is looking rapid. Oh, and Jurassic Midget's hit the back of him. So not quite rapid enough for Drastic Midget, who's hit the back of the Renault, and that is going to compromise his final 5 laps. And surely that is going to mean that Drastic Midget is going to drop further back down the order, as he's got K Gibbs now all over the back of him on lap 23. Some big front wing damage there for Drastic Midget, and these are the corners where it's going to really hurt him, as he has to get out of the throttle, and that's giving K Gibbs all the opportunity he needed to pick off P7. And ultimately that's a poor end to the race for Drastic Midget. He was looking very, very good there briefly in P4, able to pull off the one-stop strategy. He's going to go back down the inside of K Gibbs into turn 1. That's bold, but K Gibbs is going to get the switchback and retains the place. And he's up to P6 now, in fact, as Sir Lane actually pitted. The Drastic Midget is back into P7. Now the question is, can Sir Lane catch the Williams man in the final 3 laps? It's going to be a big ask, even with Drastic Midget's damage. We could see a battle towards the line, as we've got Kung Fu Kenny Jack now starting his final lap of this race. He's led from lights to flag. That qualifying performance that he put in has carried over into the race, and he looked absolutely imperious out front, able to run the pace that he wants and able to carry out the strategy that he wanted as well. And on such a tricky track where mistakes are easy to complete, and as we saw from Azar today, our championship leader, falling foul of the Baku barriers a couple of times, Kung Fu Kenny Jack has really shown his class. And if he does carry on through this final lap to take his victory, it'll actually be the 3rd new winner in 3 races. Of course, we had Melanie last time out in his McLaren winning on debut, and Kung Fu Kenny Jack will be another new winner joining the FormulaXbox Winners Club. And it's actually the 5th new winner this season as well. So Mana looking very good, to be fair, in this race, with Sir Lane closing in on Drastic Midget in this final lap. I'm hearing he's now really close to the back of the Williams man, so he could in fact take Drastic Midget before the line. So that's going to be a very, very interesting one with the other Mana, while his teammate is cruising to victory. Well, EIusiveKev up ahead of him is the only thing standing in his way now, and EIusiveKev diligently gets out of the way, respecting those blue flags. Kev's still going to come home for some points in this one, going to pick up a couple towards his total. But as Kung Fu Kenny Jack comes through the real last corner now, turn 16, and is now on the flat-out section towards the line. It's been a brilliant drive from the Mana man. Sianan hasn't been able to get close. He's the closest man at least to him, and is going to be second, with Melanie surely third. But it's Kung Fu Kenny Jack's day here in Azerbaijan. He takes the checkered flag and a first victory in FormulaXbox. Stunning drive, brilliant weekend from him, and just superb racing from him throughout the day. As we see Drastic Midget now on his medium tyres, he's been on those for a long, long time indeed, and with that front wing damage as well, it's hurt him through these final few laps. I said Sir Lane was going to be close he most certainly is, and Drastic Midget with a great run through turns 17 and 18 considering his damage, but Sir Lane is still going to get him towards the line, and that is P7 for Sir Lane unless something dramatic happens towards the line. And no, the Mana man has taken 7th, so a good day for Mana, double point scoring finish and a solid effort for Sir Lane. Drastic Midget has to settle for 8th after looking so good early on. And Casey Legend, note to him as well, P4 after making that alternate strategy work. He was the only man, I believe, to start on the medium compound tyres and made it work very, very well indeed. Back with P5, K Gibbs ending up P6 as well to fill in those blanks on your scorecards, folks. And a bad day, as I said, for the championship leader Azar, finishing in P10, but he still retains that championship lead leaving Azerbaijan, which on the difficult days, that's at least what he can take away from this one, and you just know he'll come back stronger in the coming races. And so looking at that championship table following this race, it is Azar on 114.5 points leading the way. Luke, who wasn't in attendance today, sitting second place on 93. Casey's closed in on his Renault teammate. He now sits on 91.5 points, and it's a close battle as well in behind, with Sinan not far behind those, not far behind second and third. He's sitting on 84 points, nor in the other Red Bull on 63, and Sam, Azar's teammate at Ferrari, 61. Playing second fiddle at the moment, but we know Sam is capable of race victories given the right circumstances. Maestro, the reserve, of course, sitting on 57 points, 25 of which came in his win in Monaco just a couple of races ago. But fascinating racing all round today. We said Baku was going to be eventful, and well, it most certainly was. We saw Maestro in the wall, we saw some brilliant racing between the likes of EIusiveKev and KGives GP, between Drastic Midget, Casey, and the other party in that one, which was Sir Lane, of course. How could I forget? So some really good racing all round, some imperious driving from Kung Fu Kenny Jack. Very good value indeed for his first FormulaXbox victory. And so Azerbaijan has delivered once again. So that has been all for today's race. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Who was your driver of the day as well, and what you're looking forward to for the rest of the season. Of course, we're heading to Austria next time out, and then on to Silverstone, where FormulaXbox will return. So until next time, folks, we shall see you very soon. I've been KGives F1. This has been the FormulaXbox highlights, and goodbye.